Hi, everybody. Happy New Year. Today is going to be an invigorating sequence to kind of pump you up to get ready for the new year so that this year we can hopefully stay on track on your New Year's resolutions so that we don't fail at it by the end of the month, which is the statistics. So let's just kind of get going. I'm going to stand right in the middle of my mat. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale down, just warming up our arms. Inhale up and exhale. Inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. Interlace your hands behind you. Really open up your chest and gaze up. And bend your knees a lot. And if you need to, go ahead and take a wider stance and then gently fold over your hips and see if you can just squeeze and keep your knees bent. And alternate bending your knees side to side just to warm up that shoulder and your spine. And from here, gently come up. And let's go ahead and sweep our arms up overhead. And exhale. One more. Inhale up. And exhale. Inhale up. And exhale. Let's raise our right arm up and push our hips to the right. Gaze up and down. Lift your left arm up. Gazing up at the ceiling. And lifting through the chest and back. One more time on each side. Inhale your right arm and fold over and back. Left arm up, breathing into that left lung space and back. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead and exhale. Let's just do a little bit of vinyasa flow. Just take it at your own pace. And for whatever reason, even if you can't reach the floor, don't feel bad. By the end of the year, we want to make sure that we improve, right? So inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, bend your knees a lot, and bring your hands to the floor. Inhale, lift up and out of your chest. Exhale, palms come flat, right foot back, left foot back. Bend your knees down, lower down slowly, keeping your elbows straight by your rib cage, and press up, gaze up, very gentle, tuck your toes, and push back into down dog. And from here, just alternate bending your knees side to side, side to side. Taking a deep breath in, and exhale. I know it can be counterintuitive sometimes, but if we start moving despite the way we feel, oftentimes you can move the aches out of your joints really effectively if you just follow through and ease and move with your breath. Okay, gaze forward and step your feet forward, bending your knees a lot. Walk your feet up to your hands. Inhale, pull up and out of your chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, keeping your knees bent and back. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold your spine, drape your spine over your leg, keeping your knees bent. Inhale, lift up and out of your chest. Palms come flat, right foot back, left foot back. Lower your knees by your side, keeping your elbows tightly bound by your ribs, lower down, working your muscles. Pull up, lift your chest up, bend into your hips and your knees, lift your knees and press back into down dog, keeping your knees bent a lot. If you can't keep it straight, that's totally okay. And from here, just ease your heels down side to side as if you're like dancing. And just really ease into that hip space and your hamstrings, pressing firmly through the palms of your hands. You're not sinking into your shoulder, but you're activating all those shoulder girdle muscles, keeping everything safe. This time, you're going to walk your hands back to your feet. And from here, bend your knees a lot and roll your spine up. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. And from here, you're going to walk your hands forward slowly, slowly, slowly into a plank position. See if you can stay here. And if this is a challenge for you, feel free to lower your knees. But really lift, press firmly through the palms of your hands, really lift and arch that space between your shoulder blades. Oftentimes we just kind of hang on our joints, but I want you guys to work on being active and being responsible, activating those muscles that we never really think about. So if you're good here, keeping on your knees, that's good. But those of you who want to challenge yourselves a little bit, lift your knees up. See if you can really firm up and really activate your core, tucking your tail down a little bit and pushing and thinking about going against gravity, like really activating all your arm muscles, wrapping your biceps forward, triceps back, coming high up on your toes, really tucking your tailbone under, and by now you're probably screaming at me. Lower your knees and then hinge back from your hips. Come to a child's pose. Just when you feel like I'm torturing you to a point of no return, I give you a little bit of a rest. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Come back onto your hands and knees. We're going to go ahead and do cat and camel. Sink your belly down as you keep your shoulders down and away from you. And really, really, really arch your back and gaze up. And exhale, tuck your spine, tailbone under. Really round out the top part of your back, really activating those shoulder muscles and your spine. Inhale, arch your back and gaze up, sinking your belly to the mat. Exhale, tuck and scoop. You notice how much motion I have in my spine? Learn to really play with that motion. See if you can make really exaggerated movements in your spine. The more movement, the more of the rustiness between your joints can metabolize. Where there is movement, there's health. Where there is stagnation or no flow, there is no metabolism and things get rusty. And that means inflammation for us, especially for us lupus patients, right? Inhale up. And exhale. Inhale up. And exhale. Good. From here, bring your spine back to neutral. And now I want you to straighten out your right leg. And let's just kind of hinge forward and back. And again, make sure when we do this, your core is nice and active. You're pressing firmly through the palms of your hands, activating your joints, because otherwise you're going to collapse down into your joints, and that's never good, right? It's sort of like hinged door hinges. I always tell my patients when there is too much weight on that door hinge and you're extending and opening and closing with so much force, and you're manipulating that hinge, it's going to break at some point. And we're a little bit more prone. So we need to activate our muscles in such a way to serve us. Bend your right knee back, straighten the left leg. Being mindful. Make everything count this year. Every time you spend time with me doing the yoga, see if you can really, really be intentionally activating those muscles, because we can easily do this just hanging on our bones, right? That's not good. It's not really adding to our practice. So I want you to be lifted, always defying gravity, using those muscles. So if you're going to waste your time with me on doing the yoga, I want you to benefit from it. So really be attentive and be mindful and be intentional about your practice. Because at the end of the day, we want to get stronger, right? So come back, sit on your feet, top of your foot flat if you can. And then let's just stretch out our forearms and our wrists because we work them a lot. Bring your forearm all the way down. And then just breathe into that space in that forearm on the front side. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And then let's do this side. Pull it back. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Our bodies have left and right, and we need to have symmetrical motion. But oftentimes, when we move mindlessly, we lose that symmetry, and then we'll break something because the balance is not there. It's sort of like alignments in our cars. So it's really important for us to be mindful when we move so we don't perpetuate repetitive, imbalanced movements. So bring your palm side towards you and bend in. Grab your right hand with your left hand and pull it down. And so now you're going to feel the stretch on the back side of your forearm. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale and let it go. This side, palm side towards you, left hand now. Grab a hold of that left hand on the back side with the right hand and pull it towards you and take a deep breath into that forearm and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Let's go ahead and inhale, sweep our arms up overhead, grab a hold of the left elbow, pull it down. For me, I tend to balance the stretching component with the flexibility component. It's very important. And then there's the strength component, and then there's the stability component. And then once you get the stability, you want to have enough balance and proprioception. So moving becomes easy and effortless because we live our lives against gravity, and it's important for us to remember to activate our muscles to start helping us to move as opposed to sagging on our joints, which perpetuate the pain that we all have. Interlace your hands, pull the palm side up, and just stretch and pull the palm toward the ceiling, pulling your shoulders down. There's sort of this oppositional force, right? Palms are reaching up, shoulders are reaching down. You should feel a good stretch along the underside of your arms through the rib cage and bring it down. I like to interlace my hands behind and pull back. Life happens in flexion, as I tell my students all the time. So it's important to open up because we don't really take the time that we should to strengthen the backside of our body, right? So we want to always open up as opposed to close down because this is where we are. Even when we're in pain, we close up. So we want to be mindful of opening up and then always being mindful of activating enough muscles to defy gravity as if something's pulling us up toward the ceiling. Otherwise, things are going to take toll and the gravity sits low. We're going to be, thumping into our joints in such a way to cause more degeneration. More degeneration perpetuates inflammation, and that doesn't help our autoimmune cycles all too much. So those are some things to keep in mind. So we're going to come onto our tummy and lower yourselves all the way down. Keep your forehead down on the mat. Palms are right under your shoulders. Untuck your toes, place the top of your feet onto the mat. Activate your core by lifting the belly button toward your spine, really activating them. Keep your shoulders down and away from your ears. Without putting pressure onto the palms of your hands, which are right under your shoulder joints, you're going to go ahead and lift your upper body up. Okay, these are going to feel like these muscles back here are muscles that you're not used to using. And just to make sure that we're keeping honest, lift your palms off the mat and breathe into that space. I don't want you hyperextending your neck like this. That doesn't look good, right? So always pull down and away from the full length of the spine. And lower down. One more time, just like that. Take a deep breath in, shoulders down and away from your ears, top of your foot nice and grounded. Pull the belly button in or back toward the spine. Lift your upper body back as you inhale. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, lift and down. And this time, place your forehead down. Place the arms down. The back side of your palms or your hands on the mat. And then from there, lift your belly button toward your spine, really activating your core. Lift your legs up as high as you can and down. 10 of those. Lift up, 2, and back. And again, because we don't work the back side of our spine all too much. So I want to make sure that we are able to do that. 5, it helps to exhale as you lift. And if you can only lift just so much, just keep your ranges small. Don't feel like you have to overexert yourself. Go easy initially. This is the beginning of the year. We have lots of work to do this year. And so we want to start somewhere. And just as long as we're progressing every day a little step forward, that's all we care about, right? Take a lift up, 1, 2, 3, and lower down. Palms flat under your shoulders. We're just going to push up and back into child's pose. That's going to feel real good. Extend and stretch the palms of your hands away from you as you sink your hips between your feet. Knees wide to allow for that spine or your belly to kind of have its space between your knees and your thighs. Take a deep breath in. Forehead is down. Reach, reach, reach long through the fingertips as you sink away from the fingertips with your sacrum or your tailbone. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Good. Come up and gently, you're going to come onto our backs, nice and slow. I'm going to move my little, what do you call this, receptor, all the way back on our back. All right, from here, bring your right knee up toward your chest, and then the left knee up toward your chest. Take a deep breath in and exhale. If you have any knee pain doing this, don't feel bad if you have to grab behind your thigh and pull the knees in. Because oftentimes that over pressure into that flexion into the knees, that might exacerbate or make your knee feel worse. From here, I want you to straighten the right knee and down. The left knee stretching into that backside. At the same time, I want you to see if you can really press the tailbone down and away from the crown of the head, extending the spine. So this is going to be really, 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 really tight stretch along the back side of your legs. And then go fast and just work. Make your feet flop and then straighten both knees up. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Let's keep your right foot down, bending your right knee. Lift your left knee up and down, or left leg up and down. Go slow. 2, and down slow. Really feeling your core active as you do this. 3, and back. And 4, and back. And 5, and hold 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Gently bend that knee, press the left foot down onto the mat, straighten the right leg or right knee, lift it up and lower down as slow as possible. That's 1, inhale up, exhale nice and slow, 2, 3, and down, 4, and down, and 5, and down. Step your right foot right next to the left one. Press the full length of your arm down onto the mat. Shoulders down and away from your ears, right? Press the back of your shoulders down, really opening the shoulders or the chest. Lift your knees up or lift your hips up and lower down nice and gently. 1. Use the thigh muscles. Use your glutes. 2. And 3, make sure the knees don't flare out. You keep them honest. Stretch into the hip space here. Don't overarch. Really use your muscles. 3, we want to get acquainted or reacquainted with the muscles. And I often get the feedback from my students and my patients and the like that they never knew that they had these muscles until I taught them how to use them. And once you learn how to use your own muscles, what a concept, you never forget again. So it's all things that we need to come back to. And down. 1 more, lift up. And down. Good job. Bring both knees to your chest. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Lower both feet down. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Pull the right knee towards you. Thread the needle, your arms through your legs, between your legs, and pull the right knee towards your chest. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Lower it down. Lower the left foot down. Cross the right ankle on top of the left knee. Pull the left knee up. Thread your needle or through your legs. Pull the left knee toward your chest. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Lower the left foot. Bring the right foot next to the left. Really, let's windshield wipe our knees to the left and then wipe them to the right. Just go side to side, feeling a stretch on the torso, upper torso, into the hip. Take a deep breath in, and as you do that, look and turn your head in the opposite direction of your knees. Just any type of movement, you guys, is going to help you to reduce inflammation, decrease pain, and feel your very best. Good. Once you're done, roll over to your right side, or left side, I'm sorry. Press into your arms and sit up. Then let's go ahead and come to our bum, sitting on our bum. Let's extend both legs out. If you can just keep it here, that's fine. And if you don't have enough range to keep your knees straight, don't feel bad about it. Just be here, okay? I'm going to go ahead and press down. Sit up nice and tall. And then walk your hands forward. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Just stretch into those hips. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And I want you to see if you can take your toes and turn them back. As your spine is going forward, I want you to turn your toes back as much as possible and then turn them all the way to the front. And then turn them all the way to the back and understand the motions that's available to you in your hips. These are motions that we forget about in our hips. We often get anecrotic hip joints, right? And then we are told we need total hip replacements. But if we can keep control of our own movements and command control over our own muscles, guess what would happen? You wouldn't need any surgeon to cut you open and give you an artificial joint. So some things to think about this year. Everybody starts somewhere. Don't feel bad if you're not able to kind of extend or have the flexibility, okay? Use that as a way to have lots of room for improvement. So sitting up nice and tall, I want you to straighten the right knee and then the left knee. Sit up nice and tall. And if you're not nice and tall here, you find yourself stooping because your hamstrings are so tight. I want you to bend your knees and still pull forward with your spine, okay? I'm able to have the heel away, so I'm just going to walk my hands forward. Take a deep breath in and exhale. 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 Walk your hands back. Okay? Cross your left foot on the outside of the right knee. Okay? Sitting up nice and tall, bring awareness to your hip bones. If the left hip bone has lifted, be very, very conscious and be intentional about keeping weight evenly on both hip joints. Lift your right arm, the opposite arm to the opposite bent knee, right? Bring the right elbow on the outside of the right knee. Using that as a hook and the leverage, you're going to twist back, again, keeping mindful of the symmetry of weight between the left and the right sit bones. Twist back and look back. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And come back. Straighten the left leg. Bend your right knee. Place the right foot on the outside of the left knee. Sit up nice and tall. Again, being mindful of the hip joints, sit bones evenly resting on the floor. Lift the opposite arm, left arm, and hook that left elbow on the outside of the right knee. So opposite arm, opposite knee, right? And twist back, take a deep breath in, and exhale. Take a deep breath in, and exhale. Bring it back, and release. Straighten the right knee, and then just flop your legs down and just tap them all the way down and back. Just letting them know that they did a great job. Bend both knees up. See if you can pull the soles of your feet together as close to your groin as possible, sitting up nice and tall. Again, if your knees are way up here and you're in this position, I want you to stay here or place a block under your sit bones so that it lifts you up to where you have nice range in your spine, right? So we want to be nice and upright on our pelvic bowl, right, our pelvic bowl, not feel like we're stuck. I'm looking for some improvements by the end of the year. So these are some movements that I'd like you to cultivate because it's all possible. We've all become too rusty. Too much inflammation will stop, making us move or even have the motivation to move. Sitting up nice and tall, we're gonna flap those wings. Knees go up and down, just warming up into that hip space. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And lower them down as much as you can, pulling your chest forward, lean forward, reach forward. Take a deep breath into your hips and exhale. Take a deep breath in of that fresh air and exhale out all the pain and stale air that you've been lugging around in your lungs, right? Inhale and exhale. Breathe into that hip joint. Take a deep breath in and exhale and walk your hands back. And that's it. So this is a good practice. Never be too hard on yourself. If you're stuck and you feel so stiff, there's always a beginning point. I've been there everybody that I've kind of taught in my yoga classes and my patients have been there, but it's the grit. And if you just keep showing up and determined to make a difference or make a change or improve, that's all that matters. So with that, I'll see you next week.